them.
Gonk, 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 gonk.
Oh,
shit, sorry. What's up?
Breakfast of champs.
Just figured I'd make me and my morning toddy. Really, it's just an energy drink that comes with ice. We don't start that early. So, okay, today what we're going to do is do a nutrition talk a little bit. So hopefully y'all have some questions. I'm just going to do what I do, talk about stuff that's in my head. My wonderful camera woman will also kind of guide me through some things to keep me on task. So what we were doing is, when we were working out earlier, we were talking about how right now obviously is totally wackadoodle for all of us. A lot of y'all are working from home. A lot of y'all have kids at home instead of at school. So that's another challenge right there. So one big thing I think that we're all experiencing is that our routines are completely thrown for a loop. So with regard to nutrition, what you might be finding is that because you're at home a lot more during the day, you're wanting to like pick and snack and like eat some stuff that you don't normally eat because you're usually at work. Okay.
Oh, good morning, Rochelle.
Oh, Rochelle.
And Dee Dee's waving.
Oh, what's up? So yeah. So obviously, if we go to work, we typically have a routine of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, I do know that there's a bunch of y'all that I know. That was really redundant, but that have jobs where you have to go out to eat a lot for work and like entertain clients, go meet for drinks and stuff like that
Misha.
afterwards. What's up, Mish? So I think right now with not having to do that as much, that might be a positive for you guys, because I know I've worked with clients that have been in that position, and it's really, really hard to not only like manage the intake, so to speak, but also to track it. Because if you're going to a restaurant and having these little like small plates of funky, crazy hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that, you got to put it into MyFitnessPal, and it's like, well, what the hell do I do with this?
Yeah.
So that's overwhelming.
Oh, Dee Dee said yes and beer,
Oh.
which, hello.
Yeah, we do.
You
the beer
can
too.
drink your calories.
Dee Dee, like, I don't know if you're into craft beers or weird beers, but we are very much into them over here. And one of our favorites is Ghost in the Machine by Parish Brewing Company out of Lafayette. I know Rochelle likes them as well. Parish also makes Canebrake and Envy, and Bloom is another good one. I should be a
I know, like how our nutrition talk is turning. What's
But
your
no,
favorite
like,
brew?
Anyone that's ever like done nutrition work with me knows that I will straight up say like, you can still have your liquor and beer and wine. It's all about just factoring it into your
Sheila.
daily life. What's up, She?
Yeah, that's
Mama's
true
in the
though.
house.
Because you're gonna have a life. You can still partake in things. You just need to know when to rein it in.
Exactly. So I mean, I feel like for all of us, maybe right now with it being kind of wacky, like a wacky time, it's almost like I feel like I'm on vacation, but not on vacation. Like it's like a vacation that's like not, you know, yay, we're going skiing
Right,
or whatever.
Not as much fun.
Right. So I think like in my mind, like when you go on vacation, I always like to let my hair down. I don't really care about like tracking anything or like staying on task or whatever. It's like you're going to have fun and enjoying the time with the people that you're with, and enjoying some different food and having drinks and all that, and then just getting back to it when you get home.
Yeah.
So if that's kind of where you're at as far as like feeling like right now, like this is like a vacation, kind of a twisted vacation, just kind of make sure that you're creating some sort of routine with your everyday life. And I mean, that applies to the workout stuff, that applies to work, all of that. With the nutrition, what we were saying earlier was like if you typically get up and you normally have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in your everyday working life where you're going to work, kids are at school, whatever, try to keep on track with that. But then with that said, we can flip it and also say that like with us being at home more right now and things slowing down a little bit, it's possibly giving you the opportunity to maybe tune inward a little bit more and pay attention to like your cues and your hunger level, and if you're eating because you're anxious, you know, like all those things are going to be like more, they should be more apparent to you right now,
right,
with things being a little bit less rushed, you know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say, not to go on a tangent, but mindful eating, it's a good time to be more mindful because you're not just eating lunch on your break. You're not eating breakfast on the go.
Or God, in your car.
So, yeah.
I mean, I love y'all, but if you eat in your car, like, let's try to fix that.
Let's just...
It's a huge pet peeve of mine. I think when you pull up at a light and you look over and somebody's just like cramming a Big Mac in their mouth. And I'm like, go sit somewhere and like slow down and enjoy the food that you're eating.
If Kimmy were a person, she would eat in her car.
Kimmy would totally be a car eater.
Not to shame you, Kimmy.
She would totally be a car eater. But yeah, like the mindful eating, that's a great point. Because I think we're all guilty of reaching for something and not just eating it and not even really thinking like, am I enjoying the way this tastes? Am I hungry?
Well, like Sheila said, first she said, how about just Tito's? But then, she brought up anxiety eating. And so if people are stressed, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm out of work. Or...
That's a huge thing for a lot of people out there right now. Like, not to make this about me because I'm going to flip it back, but my anxiety makes me lose my appetite. So what I have to really watch like right now is like, I can already tell I've lost, and everybody will get mad at me for this, but I can already tell I've lost some weight. Like it comes off of me when I'm under, and like I posted yesterday, like, I don't feel like I'm having a ton of like anxiety where I feel it like here in my chest like I normally do or in my throat, which is nice. I don't want to feel like that. And for anyone feeling like that, like I'm sending you a big hug. But with the anxiety eating, which I know there's a lot of y'all that struggle with that.
It's pretty common.
I think like right now, like maybe experimenting with finding some ways of like handling that anxiety that's not food related. So maybe journaling, getting up and going for a walk, or finding a way to kind of like snap it.
Yeah.
When the normal, like if your trigger is anxiety and the way that you react to it is to grab something to eat, then maybe this might be a good opportunity to kind of like work on kind of like deprogramming yourself, so to speak. That's a weird word to use, but it makes sense.
Yeah, but retrain, giving yourself something different than food to maybe soothe that moment.
That's going to make you feel better, because in most cases when, we emotionally eat, it doesn't make us feel better at all. Like it might temporarily like cut that anxiety off, but then you end up feeling guilty or bad about yourself, and that's just not necessary right now.
You could drink some tea. They have, we have some herbal caffeine-free tea.
Yeah, I was going to say, or be like Nannon and do Nespresso 3 times a day.
Okay, it's my crutch. It's my vice.
I was going to see if you had any pods hanging around.
My little basket. No.
Yeah, but they do make caffeine-free, right?
Yeah, they do.
You get a decaf.
Who wants that?
But yeah, like I think,
Oh, Rochelle said Everett's asked if we're going to eat biscuits and croissants.
I said croissants. So cute.
And then she added, it's a good time to boost the immunity and try to load up on colorful foods.
That's a good point.
So, because I know I get snacky and maybe even not anxiety, but maybe just between meals. So I'd rather have, are you getting Mr. Owl? Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, like...
You could do bell peppers and hummus.
Trying some different stuff that you normally wouldn't do for a snack. And...
We also were talking recently about something I heard where it said eat until you're 80% full. And then...
That was on the Ikigai book, right?
Yeah. And then you just... Next time you're a little bit hungry, you can have something. So it's not about staying on this like crazy like regimen. Like I have to eat every 3 hours or I have to not eat.
Point. That's a really good point, because I feel like, I've been in the fitness industry since May of 1995, so almost 25 years. And it's interesting to look back at things that I used to tell people, because there's these like little like, I don't know what the right word is, cliches or whatnot, like you should do cardio first thing in the morning before breakfast because that burns more fat, or you should eat 6 small meals a day every 3 hours. Like stuff like that that's not necessarily like true. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but the 6 meals a day like bullshit, like like I eat, how many meals did we eat yesterday?
Like 2.
We had 2 meals yesterday.
I think typically we'll have like a nice breakfast, maybe a snack in the afternoon, and then dinner.
Right. Like it's different right now. Like my typical schedule is, and it's still the same because I'm still going up to the gym and doing the virtual training from up there or from my chair in the living room. But I'm still getting up early, and so typically, like, I don't get to eat my first meal until, I mean, it's 9 o'clock. So like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, which normally would be a yogurt and a little bit of cashew butter and a banana at the gym in between clients. But now that we're not kind of in the same kind of work schedule, we're eating like breakfast at like 9, 10, 11 sometimes. Like we went hiking yesterday and we got home and it was after 12.
Yeah.
So I guess my point there is like, don't feel like you have to adhere to some rigid schedule like, oh, it's been 3 hours, I've got to eat again, or my blood sugar is going to drop. And like, the point there is that like it's good to have a schedule, but you also need to listen to your internal cues.
Yes.
So if you can tell that, I can tell when my blood sugar is dropping. It's not fun at all because it does happen if I don't keep tabs on it. But maybe instead of feeling pressured to like stick to it every 3 hours schedule with your food, kind of take this time to, you know, oh, it's been 3 hours. Do I really need to eat something right now? I don't really feel like I need a snack.
Yeah, or can I drink something? Because sometimes I'll often wake up feeling hungry, but if I just have water, I'll have my coffee and I kind of get moving. And then I find that I really don't want to eat until maybe a few hours later. Don't.
It's not a cough.
She's choking on her vodka.
It's not a cough. But yeah, that makes me think
it's
of
not
something.
a dry cough.
Jen Myers, if she's out there watching, I remember this was 6 years ago, her telling me, you know, and she's a former fitness professional. She does life coaching now. But she was like, one of the best things that you could do when you first wake up in the morning is drink a big glass of water. And seriously, that's a game changer for a lot of people. Like, it's interesting for people that don't do that, just the impact that it makes. I wake up, like, thirsty as all get out.
Yeah.
And I drink water maybe, like, if I do wake up in the middle of the night, I'll drink some. But your body needs that water going on through it. Like, you know, and I know there's some of y'all out there that, I hate water. Well,
your body likes it.
Your body needs it. Yeah. I don't know how to break it to you, but...
You know, you could try cutting up strawberries, chunking those in there.
The water.
You can do the frou spa water.
But I mean, honestly, like my tough love message is that like
just drink
we're adults. You like even kids don't need to be drinking like Kool-Aid and stuff like that. Like if you need to make it taste better to drink it, you can. There's options, yes, that are like not gonna put in sugar into your diet or any useless whatever, but. I mean, sometimes you just have to grow up and, like...
Drink it.
Yeah. Eat your vegetables.
You'll feel better.
Like, you know?
Sheila has zucchini chips in the oven.
Ooh. That sounds good. That reminds... We should bust out our Pampered Chef, like...
I know.
Microwave nuker, like, chip maker.
Good
and make some zucchini chips. That's a great idea. Thanks, Mama. But yeah, I think, you know, like to kind of bring this up to a close is, you know, I know it's crazy with kids at home, schedules are off, whatever. That's another thing too, though, like, because people are like, oh, the kids are home, they've got kid food. Like, maybe not buy your kids so much junk so that you eat it when you're at home. Like, you know, get the kids on board eating some different stuff. Like, if they don't eat it, like when I was a kid, sitting at the table for 30 minutes after a meal because I didn't want to eat my artichokes. I mean, you know, but yeah, like
it's a good time to introduce new foods too.
Yeah, like try some different things. Like if you don't like it, then you tried it. But until you try something, how can you really have an opinion on it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other questions?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay, well,
hi, Erin and Jenny
up,
and Ashley.
Oh, Jenny, hey. I mean, I'm here. If
anyone's all here.
I know nutrition's a hot topic. You know, like, and we could go into, like, how many calories you need to be eating, all that stuff, and I thought about that. But I was like, that's too much. Like, right now is not really the time for people to try to, like, I think, revamp their nutrition plan.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's baby steps. Like, we're all trying to adjust to this life right now. Like, this is our new normal. So, if you are wanting to improve your nutrition, like, what I would suggest is to, and this is how I approach when I work with my nutrition coaching clients, like, I look at what people are already doing, and then it's like, okay, well, why would we throw away all of that and start fresh if, to use your 80-20, 80% of what they're doing is already really good.
Right.
You know, so it's like maybe taking what you're already doing and saying, okay, well, I could replace this with this, and when I eat this, it tends to make me feel sleepy.
Right.
Maybe I need to eat something else, and that's another good point. Like, food shouldn't make you feel like revved up, nor should it make you feel like you're crashing. It should make you feel like a steady, like, I mean, food is like a drug. Like, it's a terrible analogy, but it's something that we're putting into our body, so there's going to be, you know, some sort of result from it. So if what you eat is making you feel like anxious, like if I eat corn, like before I go to bed,
Yeah.
it makes my anxiety crazy, like popcorn. It's the weirdest thing. But food should not trigger some sort of reaction like that in your body. Like it should make you feel fueled.
Yeah, this is a good time to pay attention to that too.
Yeah, really kind of
And
sit
pay
there and
attention
go,
to your behaviors and then how food affects you, and just
it's, you know, again, we're trying to find like the you know, we're finding the positive side of things that are, you know, in a shitty situation right now. Like there's little things like that you can do. So again, you don't want to try to overhaul things, but maybe finding the things that you're doing well and keep doing them. And then the things that you're like, man, I could do a little bit better with that. Then like find some ways to, you know, be able to pat yourself on the back for doing a good, you know, for taking the steps to maybe upgrade it or whatever you want to say.
yeah, like taking responsibility for
Yeah.
what you're
I mean,
putting in your body.
It feels damn good to like take responsibility for yourself, for your health, for anything. I mean, it's like we could be just like, you know, I could totally do group training from the couch, and then I could totally just go back to sleep at 7 o'clock. But no, I'm gonna work out like I would, you know, like. But think about the fact that it's like everything's like kind of in a whatever right now. It would be very easy to fall off the wagon, so to speak, with your normal healthy routine. So for those of y'all that are already in a routine of doing stuff, I commend y'all.
Yeah.
And you know, stay the course with it. And then I guess it brings it back to those of y'all that are wanting to make some changes, using this time to do that, but don't make yourself feel pressured or overwhelmed to do
Yeah,
it.
because if you're stressed, that's kind of
It's
going to
defeating the
defeat.
purpose.
Yeah, because then
And-
you're just going to rebound.
Right.
Probably.
I mean, and it's like I would love for everyone that's making these changes right now to be able to like to maintain it after, you know, things are gone back to the real world,
Yeah.
whatever. So it's like there's no point in doing it now, and then you're just like, well, F it then, like the little kids. And just throw it out and go
Right.
back, you know. So it's like if you're spending the time and energy and, you know, whatever now to do it, be all in, you know, and like stay the course.
Yeah,
So
I think that's great advice.
yeah. Nutrition is something that it's hard for most of us. It's easy for, you know, it's easy for people to hire me to help them work out. They have to show up and then they exercise and then they leave.
Yeah.
And then I don't, you know, have any control over like what they do aside from those 3 to 5 hours a week that I see them in the gym. Same thing goes for nutrition. Like with nutrition, like when I have clients come in and we do a consult or a check-in or whatnot, I get to talk with them then, and like we tweak the program and whatever, but like the other hours of the day, days of the week, whatever, that I don't see them, I have zero like ability to do anything but have maybe my voice in their head going,
Yeah.
you know, those greens over there probably are good for you to eat them.
Right.
Make a little salad. But like I get it. Nutrition is it's a huge thing, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. There always has been. But I mean, to be honest, like if you really peel the layers of the onion back, to use that analogy, it's really not that complicated. You know what I mean? Like eat real food.
Like, don't you overthink it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like focus on the real food. Eat when you're hungry. Oh, a record stop.
Oh, that's okay.
Drink your water. You know, there's all these little things in a nutshell for health that it's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
The noise outside and the internet and social media and your friend Mary Jane down the street that sells, what is it, Herbalife, like wants you to
Right.
like whatever. Like there's a lot of bullshit out there that's like making it like confusing for people. So yeah, so that's get off on this.
I know. There's so many things we could have so many
Oh, we'll do another nutrition talk.
Yeah.
I'll think it's a more targeted kind of focus for it. But
Yeah.
so I know it's nutrition has got to be the most overwhelming aspect of what I do as a fitness professional for people. I get it. But it's like my job is to kind of make things simple and accessible for people. So
Yeah.
now's the time to kind of see if you can step up and prove it to yourself that you can,
maintain good habits.
Yeah.
Be mindful.
We're all in this together.
Have a little
you know?
vodka every now and
Yeah,
then.
a little vodka.
Oh, we should tell them what we do every evening.
You tell them.
Well, we wait until 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, we walk the dogs.
And we go for a mile walk.
It's a 1.2-ish mile walk, and then we come in and then we can have a drink.
And then that's when we can fix the drink.
Usually put the news on.
Yeah. Oh God.
But yeah, so I mean it's and look, that's our trade-off. That's the routine. We don't have a drink until we've done the walk.
Right.
So find a way to game the system, so to speak. So
Cool.
cool.
All right.
If y'all have any questions or comments or whatever, pop them in there. Ideas for any other things you want me to talk about. I'm like an open book. All whatever, but like for next video,
Nothing's off limits.
yeah. We're gonna wrap this one up. So
All
appreciate
right.
y'all hanging out with us again
Aw.
from our kitchen.
Yoo-hoo.
It's
Let's make
somewhat clean.
breakfast.
Yeah, we're gonna make our breakfast.
Yes.
So,
Okay, Kimmy's gonna say bye. Bye. It's like what?
Oh,
Feed me.
Bogans, look.